Hey, what is going on, Poke fans? Welcome to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at Mystery Tree or Articuno, Swampert, and Quagsire deck. So it is going to be an interesting journey in today's video. I hope you're going to stay until the end of the video and hit the subscribe and like button if you already didn't. So what is so special about Articuno, Swampert, and Quagsire? So let's first take a quick look at the Articuno. So printed in the team up with the Blizzard Whale ability, it says that as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, whenever your opponent plays support a card from their hand, prevent all effects of the card done to your benched water Pokemon. So as long as we have Articuno in the front, our opponent can't play Guzma to catch our benched Pokemons. With a Cold Cyclone, we can simply move energies from one Articuno to other. And then with the Quagsire, if we don't have enough energies, we can simply use Wash Out and put those energies back to the active Articuno and recycle them back later to the Swampert for the Hydro Pump, so we can one-hit knock out those heavy HP Pokemons. With a Power Draw, we can draw some extra cards by discarding one card from our hand, and then again that card can simply be Water Energy in exchange for that Aqua Patch Energy Acceleration. And that's pretty much the strategy of the deck. There's also one Let Loose Marshadow and one copy of Volcanion that can also help us to discard some energies and force our opponent to put something else in the active position, as well as one Mysterious Message Mismagius, which says that once during our turn we can simply draw cards until we have 7 in our hand, and if we do that, we must knock Mismagius out, and when we do that, we let our opponent to have maybe one prize more than us, and then Lutencer strategy can be used and triggered for that, big turn with 3 supporter cards. Speaking about supporter and item cards, I'm running 4 copies of Aqua Patch, 4 copies of Rare Candy, and 4 copies of Ultra Ball. I maxed them out so I can have greater possible chance basically to set those Swamperts in play, and then one of each Pulp Pad for Supporter Recycle, a Rescue Stretcher, and one copy of Brooklet Hill and Shrine of Punishment. Unfortunately, I don't have any tool card like Choice Band, for example, for extra damage. I just decided to go with basically Shrine of Punishment and Lusam in play in case if I'm gonna play versus GX decks, so I can simply put more pressure with Shrine of Punishments between turns. Theoretically, I can have basically 2 Shrines of Punishment in play with Lusamin Recycle. Then from supporter cards, for the draw support, I'm running 2 copies of Cynthia, 1 copy of Judge, 2 copies of Lily, and 2 copies of Tate and Liza. In addition to that, we can find 2 Guzmas, and then 2 copies of Lutencer Strategy, and 1 Lusamine that can simply help us to put it back 2 in combination supporter or stadium cards from our discard pile back into our hand, and 12 basic regular water energies. And that's the deck list that I'm going to use in today's video, so make sure to hit the thumbs up and sub the channel for more videos if you already didn't. Also make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future video as well. And yeah, definitely interesting deck list. As always, I'm bringing something unique and interesting to play, so for those who like to play rogue decks, this is definitely one of a kind deck, whatever that word is said. Anyways, possible tech for this deck is definitely a triple boost energy for the Swampert. We can also use let me find them. Triple Acceleration Energy, which says that this card... Oh, actually we cannot, because when it's attached to one of your Pokemon, this card can only be attached to Evolution Pokemon. Actually, yeah, we can use it. Triple Acceleration Energy can also be used, but the problem is that it provides only 3 colors energies, and again, we really don't want to do that, but Super Boost Energy is the way to go, because Super Boost Energy says that we can have 4 copies of any type of energy as long as we have 3 Swamperts, for example, in play. But having 3 Swampert in play with 3-1-3 lineup is going to be a little bit tricky in my opinion. So yeah, that's it for the video introduction. Moving on to the game test, so see you in the game. Alright, so the first challenge of the game, and I'm starting first, so let's take a look at the opening hand. And there's the Articuno, and a Brooklet Hill as well, but nothing less than that. So at least with the Brooklet Hill, I can try to set up at least one Pokemon in play with energy attached to my Articuno. Oh, look at the top deck. It was amazing top deck. So for now, I'm gonna go for one Mudkip because it's gonna be important for me to set up that Swampert in play. And I'm ready to go with the Cynthia. I have one energy attached. There is another Articuno as well as the Volcanion. But then again, I couldn't get Drow Supporter, neither Ultra Ball, so that is actually not looking good, but at least I can use my Blizzard Whale next turn, hit for 70, move 2 energies onto my Articuno, and basically do that again at my next turn. So on the other side is some kind of the Silvally deck on the other side of the field, and there's a Pokemon Communication. For the Ditto, alright. I have that Lusamine available in my hand, so at least I can basically grab both Brooklet Hill and Cynthia back into my hand if my opponent actually somehow removed the Stadium from play. So yeah, plus I can swing for 70. I don't need to worry too much about being struck by the Guzma because I have my Articuno with the Blizzard Whale in the active position, and that is actually a strong card for me in this case. Other than that, Pulp Pad obviously gonna be used later in the game for the Guzma recycle. For me, actually, it's not bad that my opponent goes first with the knockout and with the price advantage, just because then I can actually use my Letensor strategy and plan take more prize cards. So another Mudkip and pretty much one copy of Whooper should be put down to the bench. Other than that, I don't see anything else that I can play, just Lusamine for Cynthia. And I'm hitting with my Cold Cyclone for 70, and I'm moving my energies back onto my Articuno for now. For now, just to Articuno. The next turn I can just wait and see where I'm gonna put my energies next time I swing with my Cold Cyclone for 70. Really good attack, Cold Cyclone for 70, you know, it's a very good attack and decent energy cost. And there's a Silvally, also Zebstrika, and right now, as long as he have Gyro unit ability, he can have free retreat, and there's a double water memory on the other side, so that's interesting. And he attached those memories on Tapu Lele and on Necrozma. So maybe he's trying to get that lighting one if it actually exists. Not quite sure which color exists and which does not exist. But for now, I know. Then he can just go for 30. Alright, and the Cynthia was a top deck. Well, not sure what to say about that top deck. Wish it was a Swampert, but it's not. At least I have Quagsire, and that's the good thing. As well as having that Shrine of Punishment. So Washout, I'm gonna move some energies onto my active Articuno. So I can swing again with my Cold Cyclone. Recycle those energies back onto my Articuno on the bench, and Shrine of Punishment between turns will apply some punishment to my opponent GX Pokemons in play. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counter on it, this attack does 30 more damage. I actually prefer another type nil that says that, okay, Shrine of Punishment has been just blown away. I definitely prefer another one, which says that you hit for 30, I think, and then you can reduce damage for 30. As long as I have Articuno in the front, don't really need to worry too much. I can easily block my opponent from Guzma. Not gonna happen. Not sure if he know about that or not. But for now, he cannot do too much. And I will try to... Oh, I wish you can actually grab any water Pokemon with the Brooklet Hill. It would be too strong in my opinion. Yeah, the same for the fighting. You can then just in theory grab Lycanroc, so that stadium would be just overpowered. Yeah, he played Guzma. He made a mistake with the Guzma play, and then right now he played that Pokemon Communication for another Silvally GX with that Gyro unit, and right now he struck me for 120. Turbo Drive says that you could attach a basic energy card from a discard pile to one of your benched Pokemons, and he actually did that. So meanwhile, I top deck energy, and that energy will go down. Okay, first Brooklet Hill for another Articuno, so next turn I can try to maybe use advantage shuffling back those Articunos. Energy to Volcanion, but it actually doesn't matter too much. Then I'm gonna Cold Cyclone, hitting for 70 and moving 2 energies on my Articuno on the bench. So far, not that bad, but I'm actually depending on the top deck. So any type of the top deck would be nice if it's gonna be, for example, Swampert. So even Marshadow won't be that bad, right? Is it okay? So Turbo Drive, and that was triple acceleration energy, and that's really broken, to be honest. So I suffered a knockout there. Ready to use my Rescue Stretcher so I can shuffle back 2 Articunos. At this moment, this is the only thing that I can do. I will try to set up huge knockout here with my Volcanion, hopefully. But I'm desperately trying to get some resources. Top deck, Draw Supporter of any kind would be nice if it's not gonna happen next turn. If I don't top deck Draw Supporter or maybe at least Ultra Ball, I think that the game is over, unfortunately. So there's Retreat, and we're gonna see one Turbo Drive once again for the knockout. Professor Skukui, of course. And Turbo Drive. So many energies. So many special energies. Just the water energy top deck. I don't know. At this moment, I just don't know. Maybe I can Jet Gazier just to see if I can catch my opponent with surprise here or there. But other than that, I'm just ready for that Cold Cyclone once again. And energies, it really doesn't matter where energies are gonna go, because I have Quagsire available, so I can shift them whatever I want. It really all depends on the top deck. That's my biggest concern. So Turbo Drive for the knockout, and yeah, definitely going to put my Articuno in the front, but the game is lost, unfortunately. And then I managed to top deck somehow Swampert, I should say a little bit too damn late. Alright, Power Draw. What can we get with the Power Draw? Maybe some kind of the Draw Supporter, maybe not. Well, we can get Let Loose and play, for example, which is actually not that bad idea. He didn't use GX, which means that he can hit for 200 anyways. One energy to be attached onto my Swampert. One let loose to be played. A little bit too late. I managed to top deck resources, and right now it just doesn't matter too much. Alright, so let's go with the washout. 2 energies. Alright, that's more than enough. I'm hitting for 70. That's enough for the knockout. If this only happened the turn before, I would probably win the game. But right now it's just too late because I'm going down to 2 prize cards and my opponent can swing back for the knockout. Maybe if I just decided to knock him out with the Volcanion, I could potentially win the game. I just realized it right now because he would just need to use that Rebel GX for the one-hit knockout, and then after that he would depend on the Guzma. Okay, I actually realized this right now that I made a mistake there. Yeah, actually that saves the day for my opponent. Seriously. Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I mean, yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's the problem. Let's see for how much at least I can swing with my Hydro Pump. I think I can swing for a lot of damage. Of course, it doesn't matter anymore because game is lost anyway. Ultra Ball. So I can grab that Ditto. Still he's swinging for like 200, so it doesn't really matter too much. We can go with the Judge. And just a Pulp Pad. Okay, I have Ultra Ball. I still have my Swampy available for that power draw. So I can definitely use that as well. Let's see if I can find maybe a couple more energies and swing for a little bit more damage here. So there is another Ultra Ball, which will be for another Swampert. Just to show you basically a full potential of a deck. Yeah, probably I'm not gonna get another Aqua Patch with my second Swampert anyways. Really doesn't matter where that energy will go. Power Draw, once again. Alright, Latent Surge Strategy, and again a little bit too late. So time to move those energies and time to swing my opponent with the Hydro Pump for 240, 200. Alright, so down to 3 prize cards, but unlucky for me. And luckily for my opponent, he can simply use Rebel GX and hit me for the knockout. So yeah, it was close, but that early brick without Draw Supporter, without top deck Ultra Ball, or maybe Marshadow or something like that, actually puts me in a very uncomfortable position, so that's the GG. Okay, so starting with double Articuno, Madakip, and Wooper. And the only thing that I miss is basically Energy card and Supporter card. But at least there's a rare candy in my hand, so possible top deck is always welcome. Alright, Victini with Victory Star ability, which says that once during a turn you might flip any coins for an attack. You might ignore all results of those coin flips, and being flipping those coins again, you can't use more than 1 Victory Star ability each turn. So just curious to see what type of the deck my opponent is running on the other side of the field. And I hope that I'm gonna top deck something. Oh, Rapidash, alright. 2 Fire, Acrobike, Nest Ball. Quite obvious, he can use Welder, power up his Pokemons quickly. And in addition to that, drop 3 extra cards. So he decided to attach only 1 energy to Victini, probably to pay retreat cost. He can even weave flame for like 50. There's a Nazball number 2. Well, at least he managed to set up properly. 2 Ponitas and 1 Ditto with Wigtony in the front, and he also have Ultra Ball in addition to that. I would love to see something like a Marshadow let loose, but that's probably not gonna happen anyways. Okay, so Rapidash with Agility, just in case if you wonder. It says that you can just flip a coin, and if you get heads, you can prevent the damage done to your Pokemon's next turn. So the top deck was amazing. It is a Swampert, which basically means that next turn I can evolve my Mudkip into my Swampert, and I can play my Power Draw and basically get some resources. Okay. I'm wondering which card I should discard in that case. Probably Latencer's Strategy. Yeah, probably I'm gonna go with Latencer's Strategy. I mean, that's the way to go. What's this? A Lazzle. Okay, Rust revealed. Fair enough. So far, so good. My opponent can simply hit for like 20 and burn me with Searing Flame. Because he played Cynthia, so this turn he cannot use advantage of extra energy attaching with the welder. And basically he don't have luck because he's playing against very powerful, so is he also playing Cernior? Probably does. Rapidash again, alright. Because he's playing against very strong water deck, which is a 1 prize attack deck, but still he can get lucky with agility, but he needs to flip 2 heads on the coin flip, which is a lot compared to my Articuno, who can simply hit for, you know, a 70, and that's gonna be a double 70, right? As it looks, the best thing for me is just to power draw that water energy so I can get it back with my Aqua Patch. And look at this, I managed to top deck even my Quagsire, so that's amazing. Can move that energy to my active Articuno, and I can hit for the Cold Cyclone, eliminate one of those, Rapidash from play, and move energy to my Articuno. And right now, if my opponent plays Latencer's Strategy, he can start to use basically 3 supporter cards. And with agility being in play as well, that can be even more stronger and harder for me to basically follow my opponent, at least with the draw support. But as long as I have Swampy in play, with the power draw, I don't need to worry too much. Okay, Ultra Ball. So strong cheer. Your Pokemon attacks does 30 more damage. Okay, so that makes sense. With 2 Cerniors in play, potentially he can one-hit Naga my Articuno. But even this turn, if he had Welder ready, you can swing hard, and I really love to see this Reshizard in play because it's a triple prize card for me sooner or later with my Swampert Hydro Pump attack, and so far so good. Probably he will just play Welder to Rapidash to try to buy some time with that agility play. At least he can take the knockout as well. And if you get lucky with the heads, I won't be able to attack. Luckily for me. Okay, so he reflipped the coin with the victory star, and he did flip the heads. Can you imagine that? Let's go with the power draw. Let's go with the power draw and see what we can get. There is a Ditto and a Brooklet Hill. And I'm wondering if there's anything that I can use with the Brooklyn Hill. Of course it is. It is my Articuno number 2, so I can shuffle energies back to him. And for now, that's it. Alright. I'm thinking about discarding this Volcanion with my Power Drill next turn. I don't know what's gonna be the top deck. But yeah, I was not able to attack my opponent Rapidash this turn. And as long as he have this Victini with the Whiff Lane, he can definitely stall and block a lot. So fighting a Guzma is the good solution here, especially to eliminate this Reshizard for 3 price cards. So with a Hydro Pump, 80 plus 3 more water energies, that's 160 times 2, 320. I can one-hit knock a Reshizard with only 3 energies in play, and for now I have 2 of them. So not bad at all. Also, when I think twice, having Volcanion in the front is not a bad idea, because then I can simply remove my opponent agility. So yeah, we're gonna go with that, actually. Alright, so for the next turn, I know that I need to bench down my Volcanion, probably, if my opponent finds the way to knock me out. And I'm not quite sure if he is brave enough to pull that Reshizard in the front, because it is an easy target for the Swampert, as long as I can find only 1 energy card. So another agility, Tails, Reflip will say Tails again. Okay, so this time I was a little bit more luckier than I thought I'm gonna be. What about this Power Draw for Volcanion? I'm trying to find actually another Swampert if it's possible, and looks like it is. So finding myself another Swampert means only one thing. I can Power Draw once again, and I'm gonna Power Draw my Aqua Patch, and I will try to gamble fighting the Guzma, which I couldn't get. So 1 energy and 1 Cynthia to be played. Perfect, there is a Tensor strategy. So wash out. Since he flipped 2 tails in the coin flip, I'm done for now with the energy attachment. I can Cold Cyclone, 1-hit knock at this Rapidash, move energies into my Articuno on the bench, draw a prize card, wait for a knockout, and then I can Ultra Ball for Mismagius. I can knock him out, and then I can use Tensor strategy and try to basically find a Guzma for the knockout versus Reshizard, and that's gonna be the play. And after that, unfortunately for my opponent, the game will be over. Even running only 2 Guzmas, I have good odds to find whatever I need, because I'm gonna have basically 2 more Power Draws and Mismagius for 7, up to 7, so that's in theory 13 card draw support, plus maybe potentially Cynthia. So we shall see. And there is another Welder, so he again needs to flip hands on the coin flip. Alright, he have 0 cards in his hand, but he have Rescue Stretcher available to recycle some of the cards back into his deck. Alright. So 2 Ponitas and 1 Rapidash to be recycled. Can he flip heads on the coin flip to stay in the game or not? I really wish that he can. So I can try to use my Tensor strategy move here to show you advantage of the Tensor strategy card being in your deck. So agility, he did knock me out, he flipped tails once, and heads second time. Alright, that's the play. So, Ultra Ball, Aqua Patch, and then the Dense Search strategy cannot be used for now. But, oh, it's prized. Okie dokie, 2 Guzmas. So we'll try with the Marshadow. So yeah, I'm gonna help my opponent not to deck out. Alright, gonna put Shrine in play. Didn't play supporter card. Do I even need Rescue Stretcher? I think I don't need it. Power Draw, I'm not gonna need Rare Candy, that's for sure. I already have 2 Swampy in play. He did flip heads on the coin flip. So there's not too many things that I can actually do. Power Draw for the Tate and Liza. Come on, give me that Guzma. There it is. There's a Guzma. And this is gonna be one big knockout. So 160. And that's it. Before that, I can recycle back Guzma and let it be Tate and Liza just in case if I'm gonna need switch. And I think I did the math correct. This should be 320. So I'm down to 1 prize, and that's the GG. My opponent immediately decided to concede. And yeah, that's the power of the Swampert. That's the power of the tree. That's the power of Articuno, Quagsire, and Swampert. I wish I had that Miss Magius for the mysterious message so I can simply knock him out. Let my opponent take a prize so I can be 1 prize ahead of my opponent, behind my opponent, so I can just simply, you know, use the Tensor strategy, use Cynthia, and still have option to get that Guzma in play with my Power Draw. Even I didn't do that, I still managed to win and find a Guzma for the game, so that's the GG.